Welcome to our channel. Hunger Games Haymitch Prequel confirms the franchise is avoiding a big Hollywood mistake after the Jennifer Lawrence movies. The Hunger Games has taken a unique approach to expanding the franchise, with the Haymitch Prequel proving that the series is avoiding a common Hollywood mistake. Suzanne Collins' series of popular young adult novels developed a huge following in a period when Hollywood was focused on adapting stories within that space, and despite the original series of movies ending in 2015, the hype surrounding it remains. The original Jennifer Lawrence films helped to launch Lawrence's career, and in the years following, Collins has expanded on the world of Panem. In 2020, Collins released a new book in the series, The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which almost immediately began development on a film after its release. Now, Collins is back at work writing another prequel novel titled The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping, which is set to release in March 2025, before the film adaptation comes out a year later in 2026. Evidently, the studio has faith in Collins' work, and it's a fresh approach to expanding franchises in Hollywood compared to most other franchises. From an era of adapting popular sci-fi and fantasy novels aimed at young adults, to the modern era of Hollywood where almost every new release is part of a larger franchise, it's no secret that sequels and mega-franchises are flooding the film landscape. Studios are putting their faith and money into projects that are familiar to audiences, with characters and settings they recognize, instead of investing in fresh new ideas, which are increasingly pushed out to the independent spaces and film festivals. The result is ever-expanding franchises and IPs that continue to dominate, pulling in big money for Hollywood, but not necessarily showcasing creativity or originality. Lucy Gray-Baird's story inspired a theory about a potential connection to Katniss Everdeen. Now, Sunrise on the Reaping may provide confirmation, and this only appears to be getting more prominent and rapidly. Movies like Harry Potter were released between 2001 and 2011, and now, less than 15 years later, the series is being rebooted with a TV series. Disney has taken classic animated films and remade them into live action, and superhero universes continue to expand. But, in the face of all this, The Hunger Games is approaching things a little differently, while still expanding its own IP and satisfying the requirements set in place by Hollywood's insatiable craving for more familiar IPs on the big screen. And The Hunger Games: Sunrise on the Reaping is doing exactly that. The prequel is set to follow Haymitch in a brand new era for the games, during his competition 24 years prior to the original novel. The movie is also set to star a young Haymitch as he participates in the 50th Hunger Games. This comes on the heels of the success of the Coriolanus Snow prequel, The Hunger Games: The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, which was set even further back in time. And while both movies expand on the original stories and even bring back popular characters, they feel new and fresh. The prequel is set to follow Haymitch in a brand new era for the games, during his competition 24 years prior to the original novel. This is achieved by putting these familiar characters in significant and compromising positions at pivotal moments in their lives. Corio was an evil monster in the original movies, but seeing him grow up, rejected by his peers, and feeling sympathy towards those competing in the games, it felt like something completely new. Haymitch's prequel is set to be equally enlightening, which is a breath of fresh air compared to franchises that take familiar characters, put them in more of the same situations, and hope the audience will return again and again. But even beyond adding numerous sequels, highlighting every last inch of the main characters' lives, many franchises have opted to reboot. Moana, after being released in 2016, is now being rebooted as a live-action movie, while the sequels for the original series are still in the works. Harry Potter, which concluded its original movie run in 2011, is being remade as a 6-season TV series highlighting each year of Harry Potter's time at Hogwarts. And beyond that, other franchises like Ghostbusters, DC, and The Fantastic Four have tried to reboot and reinvent themselves numerous times. Sunrise on the Reaping's excerpt may reveal the real reason that Haymitch chose to mentor Katniss during the original Hunger Games trilogy. The result is a confusing landscape of movies that all tell similar stories and characters who have every inch of their lives examined from numerous angles. With that in mind, doing something similar for The Hunger Games would be a mistake. Sure, it might be able to earn a decent sum at the box office, but it's also contributing.